You're listening to the Messengers of Hope Mission podcast with your host, Bob Gardner.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Glistening Glass. Glistening Glass is my company and is a residential window washing and gutter cleaning company. We service the northern Hillsborough and southwest Pasco County area. If you're interested in having your home windows or gutters cleaned, now is the time to call. 813-404-2300. That's Glistening Glass. I spent a lot of time this week trying to figure out what I was going to talk about. I've been sharing stories from the past in Messengers of Hope, and I've been trying to think of like a story that I could share that is kind of more current. But, I just couldn't figure out something that I wanted to share. And then I was reminded from years of experience. So I've been doing public speaking now for close to 30 years. I was a youth pastor for many years, and I did a lot of speaking there. And I remember when I first became a youth pastor, I wasn't good at what I did. I kind of fumbled through a lot of things. I did what I was supposed to do rather than what I wanted to do. And by that, I mean, the way I spoke. I had taken classes in college, of course, public speaking, advanced public speaking, classes on how to give sermons. And I followed all the rules, but I never was really good at it. I just kind of went through the motions, and it was difficult for me to do these things. So maybe 20 years ago, I was at a seminar, and I remember hearing the guy, and I was like, man, I wish I could speak like this guy. I don't remember the guy's name, but man, he was good, and he was passionate. And I went up to him afterwards, and I just confided in him, and I said, I'm not a good public speaker, but I want to be. What do I need to do? And he said, there's no kind of formula you can follow. Find what you're passionate about and talk about it, and then relay that into what you're talking about. So find a story that fits with what you're talking about, not the other way around. Don't force what you're talking about to fit the story, but find the story that fits with what you're talking about or the topic of what you're talking about. So I've been trying to think about what I should talk about today on this podcast, and the only thing that keeps coming to my mind is kind of where we're at with Messengers of Hope. We've been doing this now for almost 9.5 years. We're working on our 10th year. 10 year will be in August. So, what is that? About 9 months away. And it's something that we are really happy with what we've done. We're proud of what we've done. All the people that we've been able to help, all the people that we've impacted, the people that have entered our lives, some for a short time, some for a long time. And it's something that we really enjoy, that we've been a part of this. We're proud of it. And the people that we get to see each week, it's so rewarding to be in this situation where we can help people. And it's also sometimes very hard to be in this position as well. So what do I mean by that? It's hard to be in this position as well. Well, like I said, it's very rewarding what we do, but there's a lot of work that goes into this. And people don't realize that it is very difficult to do this type of work. It's not something you do because, hey, I'm having fun with it. This is something you do because it is a dedication. It is a passion. It is something that that you're fulfilling a need. And I get people come up to me all the time and say, boy, I wish I could, have enough money that I could do what you do. Well, to be honest, I don't have a lot of money. I struggle financially often. And when I do have a little extra money, I donate it. That's not to say I don't have money. My family and I, we do pretty good. We have our hobbies. We have the things that we like to do. But we're not by any stretch of the imagination rich. This is something that we had to make a decision that we would live like this, that we would be able to give up a lot of the things that we normally give because we knew that this would be a difficult road to drive. This year, however, things have kind of changed. Things have gotten a lot harder in a post-pandemic world where everything is just spiraling out of control with the prices. Everything from groceries to electric to just you name it. Everything is going up in price, and it's becoming more and more difficult to be able to do things. And I'm having to try to gain as much work as I can. I'm self-employed, as you know, that by the beginning of the podcast, that I sponsor this podcast. And by the way, we're looking for other sponsors because I can't keep sponsoring it myself. But I sponsor this podcast so that we can do things. And I have to get as much work as I can so that I can take care of my family, and I can help pay the bills and help take care of the things that we need and the things that we want. We haven't taken a vacation in a few years because of how tight things have been. And it's very, very tight for Messengers of Hope right now. I can't relay just how tight things are, how financially tight things are. Giving is way down. Grants are down. Corporate giving is down. And everything that we have that comes in has been really slashed this year, but yet the cost of everything's going up. Our electric bill is through the roof. I'm sure everyone's dealing with that as well, but we don't have just the normal household stuff. We have a total of 21 freezers and refrigerators that we run in our building. Plus, we have to have the AC on because it's required to have that in a pantry. Plus, whenever we're in there with the lights on and all that, our electric bill is astronomical. And the cost of running a ministry like this is very expensive, and we do it on a shoestring budget. So, back to the kind of the passion of the thing, this is something that it takes a lot of dedication to do. There's so many times where I get up in the morning and I know I've got to go do pickups, or I've got to go sort food, or the days I have to bring the food out. It is a dedication. It is saying, okay, I'm giving up this day with my family so I can go get food, or I'm giving up extra work that I could be doing today to go take care of these pickups. And it's also times where I go, well, now I've got to donate more or donate something because we're struggling. And Messengers of Hope is in need of help. So if you're listening to this, please understand, I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but I am trying to relay the gravity of the situation. We've been at this for 9.5 years, and as I said, this is the hardest year on record that we've had. And we've had some tough years, but really, we should be doing much better than this. It's just the post-pandemic world. We need people to step up and to give. I can't relay that enough. We're at a point where if we don't start getting more people giving, more groups giving, more churches giving, then we might have to consider really shutting down a lot of what we do, scaling back, or maybe even if it gets to that point, shutting the doors for good. Everything we do costs money. We have a great bus that we love that was donated by the Boy Scout Jackson Davis, for his Eagle Scout project, but that costs a lot of money to run. It's a fuel hog, and the insurance on it is high. Plus, we need maintenance. And by the way, if you're a diesel mechanic out there listening to this, or you know a diesel mechanic that knows what they're doing with a school bus, we really need help with that. We need an oil change of that bus. We need all the fluids checked. We need the engine checked. The idle is kind of running out of control. We need help with that as well, but we can't afford to do it. So if you're out there and you'd like to volunteer some time, call us. We'd love to talk to you. But it's things like that, the fuel costs, the electric, insurance. We're a nonprofit, which means we don't have to pay taxes, but that doesn't mean that we're not giving their fair share. In other words, we have fees that we have to pay every year, and sometimes those fees are more than what we would have to pay if we were paying taxes. Not all the time, but sometimes it's that way. And, it's just something that we need help with. So today's podcast, I am reaching out passionately because I am passionate about what we do with Messengers of Hope. I'm passionate about helping people. I'm passionate that I want to do more than what we're doing now. And it hurts that we have to scale back. A year ago, it was actually 13 months ago, we scaled back from doing every Sunday of the month to doing the first and third Sunday of the month because we can't afford to do every Sunday of the month. And man, I have this vision that we would have Messengers of Hope going 5, 6, 7 days a week because we'd have enough volunteers, and because of that, we'd have enough resources that we could help people even more than we're doing now. So please understand that this podcast, this talk that I'm doing, I'm really doing this from my heart, and my heart felt love of those who we serve. And I want to continue to be able to do this. So we need people stepping up and we need donations coming in. If everyone that we had following Messengers of Hope on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and on our podcast would just do, say, $25 a month. I mean, that's like 3 cups of coffee at Starbucks. If everyone would just do that every month, we would have enough that we could actually go back to doing more than what we're doing now. We wouldn't have to go just the first and third Sunday. By the way, we're still doing every Saturday, so we still have that. But we could go out back to going every single Sunday, or we could do another day of the week. We could meet the needs of more people, but in order to do that, we need people that can step up. Listen, $5, $10, $20, $25, $100 a month makes a huge difference. If we can get 10 people doing $100 a month, that's $1,000 a month. And that would cover basically our electric and fuel costs for every month that we go out. Now, our budget is much more than that. Our budget is about $85,000 a year that we need coming in. But if we continue the way things are going right now with the economy, we're going to have to raise our budget, and that means we need more money coming in. Okay, so that this episode is not all about asking for stuff and asking for finances and asking for you guys to give. I do want to share a feel-good story that goes along with this. Because we have people that give, because we have some money coming in, this week I had someone reach out to me that is living in their car, and they were in the area, and because I was able to meet them at our headquarters, I was able to give them enough food for their family. They're living in their car right now, but they're looking for work, they're looking for a place to stay, and we were able to give them this food because we had it there, and that is because of people giving. So this family was in real need, and it was a mother and a father and a daughter and their dog living in the car, and thankfully we were able to help them. Now, we hope that they get a place to live and that they get a job soon and have income, but until then we'll continue to help them any way we can, and that's only because people are willing to give, and that's only because of Messengers of Hope being here, because of the generosity of people. So if you want that feel good, think about that family out there that's eating this week because Messengers of Hope was there, and we're there because you, the listener, you, the giver, was there as well. Well, this upcoming Sunday is the Sunday that we take out food for Thanksgiving / Friendsgiving, and of course turkeys, hams, chickens, whatever we have, we'll be bringing that out as well. And so next week I'll get back to sharing stories. I'm sure we'll have some good stories to share after this weekend. So I promise next week I won't give a sob story about how we need money, but this week, that's what it's kind of about, and I hope that you guys will consider that. But tune back in next week to hear some amazing stories, and I know they haven't happened yet, but I'm sure that they will, because I believe that they will, because this is something that we've seen year after year after year. This upcoming Sunday, November 19th, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., Messengers of Hope Mission will be holding its last turkey drive of 2023. This will be at our very own headquarters right here in Odessa at 14426 Black Lake Road, Odessa, Florida, 33556. The best part about this turkey drive is if you donate a turkey, a $15 grocery gift card or $15 cash will give you a Messengers of Hope Mission t-shirt absolutely free, just for donating. Food drive again will be on November 19th from 11 to 1 p.m. right at Messengers of Hope Mission. Also, we have started our annual toy and gift drive for the holidays. We need new unwrapped gifts for children between the age of 0 and 17 years old. Please consider giving some gifts to Messenger Hope Mission for children whose families struggle even more at this time of the year. We'll also take used, good working, good condition, clean video game systems and video games to give out. Okay, everyone, this is the point of the podcast where I get to make an appeal to you, the listener. Messengers of Hope is in need of volunteers to come help work at our warehouse. We have jobs as easy as sorting food and toiletries, items like light cleaning, all the way up to lifting and stacking of boxes. If you live in the greater Tampa Bay area and want to serve with Messengers of Hope, reach out today. Go to our Facebook page and message us directly. If you're not local or do not have the ability to volunteer at Messengers of Hope Warehouse, you can still make an impact. Messengers of Hope is in need of financial gifts. Donations are tax deductible as Messengers of Hope is a registered 501c3 nonprofit. You can go to our Facebook page and find an online donation portal or get the address and mail us a check. Any amount helps more than you may think. That's going to do it for this week's Messengers of Hope Mission podcast. In the words of Mother Teresa, if you can't feed 100 people, feed just one. This is Bob Gardner reminding you to make a difference in our world today. See you next time right here on the Messengers of Hope Mission podcast.